Hello everyone, welcome to the entry level cybersecurity interview guide. Today I will walk you through the most important questions, skills and certifications you will need to not only crack interviews but also build a long-term career in this fast-growing field. This video is going to be useful for the persons who are going to take interviews, for the person who are going to give interviews, for the technology students like learning BTechs, BCA, or any kind of IT studies who want to enter cybersecurity field. So let's get started. Here is what we will cover today. We will start with the top 20 interview questions which generally people ask. We will try to understand that why they ask it, what's the perspective behind it. We will see the essential technical and soft skills which are needed to qualify for the interview. We will see the certification roadmap which is essential to grow your skills and to prove that you are eligible for the job positions. Then we will also have a look to the interview preparation strategies. And finally, we will see the career advancement opportunities in the area of cybersecurity. Most interviews for entry-level cybersecurity jobs focus on four areas. Your understanding of basic concept, which is the fundamental concept. So the questions testing your understanding of course, cybersecurity principles, terminologies, and the foundational knowledge every security professional must possess. Then your technical skills. So here generally people try to understand that what kind of technical skills a candidate has, like the queries about specific technologies, tools, and systems that you will work with daily in security operations and analysis will be asked. Then comes the security operation knowledge, where questions evaluating your knowledge of day-to-day security activities, monitoring, incident handling, and operational processes are asked. And then the fourth one is the scenario-based questions, where the real-world situations testing your practical problem-solving abilities and how you would respond to the actual security challenges will be examined. At the foundation, you will be asked questions like what is cybersecurity and why it is important. So be ready to explain how cybersecurity protects system, network, and data from digital attacks and why it's critical for business continuity and customer trust. The second question in this category is the explanation of CIA triad. So demonstrate the understanding of confidentiality when asked, that it is used for protecting data from unauthorized access. What is integrity? It is there to ensure data accuracy, and then availability, which means keeping system accessible always and when needed. Then third one is difference between threat, vulnerability, and risk. So here the interviewer generally is trying to understand whether you understand what is a threat, vulnerability, and risk, or you don't. So clarify that threats are potential dangers, vulnerabilities are the weaknesses that can be exploited, and risk is the likelihood and impact of a threat exploiting the vulnerability. Then questions like define phishing with an example, describe social engineering attacks where attackers impersonate legitimate entities to steal credential or sensitive information such as fake bank emails requesting password resets, etc. are the best example of phishing. Then you should understand what a malware is. So a question may come that to explain some types of malware, what malware is itself. So distinguish between viruses, which are like self-replicating code, ransomware, which is like encryption for ransom, then trojans, like disguised malicious software, then spyware's surveillance tool, and then worms, which are self-propagating across networks. So malware can be any of these, but there are different types of malwares like virus, ransomware, trojan, spyware, worms. Next, you will be tested on basic technical skills. Like questions will come like, do you know what a firewall does and how it works? So be ready to explain that firewalls are security devices that monitor and control network traffic based on predetermined security rules, act as a barrier between trusted internal network and untrusted external networks. Mention both hardware and software firewalls. Then another important question which may come up is IDS versus IPS, like intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention system. Like what's the difference? What is their purpose? So you should be aware that IDS monitor and alert on suspicious activity and IPS actively block detected threats. So IDS is passive monitoring and IPS is defensive action. Then another important concept which may be asked is about encryption, that what it is and how it is used. So describe encryption as the process of converting plain text into ciphertext using algorithms and keys, making data unreadable without authorization, used for protecting data in transit and data at rest. Then another important concept which you may be asked is like a TCP three-way handshake steps. So detail the connection establishment process, like how the client send SYN packets, then server respond with SYN and ACK, which is acknowledgement packet, and then client send the acknowledgement packet again, ACK packet, to complete the connection. This ensure reliable communication between systems. Another thing which may be asked is about VPN, that what a VPN is and when to use it. So you should be answering that VPN create encrypted tunnels for secure communication over public network. Use VPNs for remote accesses, protecting data on public Wi-Fi, and maintaining privacy when browsing. Now the third one, questions from security operation, will come up. So this one focuses mainly on monitoring and response. So you might be asked about SIM tool, like if you know something like what a Splunk is, what a QRadar is. So you should be very well aware that what a SIM tool is and what's its purpose. Like SIM means security information and event management tool, which is a platform to aggregate and analyze log data from across an organization infrastructure. They correlate events, detect anomalies, generate alerts for potential security incident, and provide centralized visibility into security postures. Examples include Splunk, IBM, QRadar, and Microsoft Sentinel. Then another thing can be asked, that which they will want to know, that how would you respond to a suspected incident, or if you understand the difference between vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. So you should be ready for those answers, that if a suspected incident occurs, what you will do. So you can start following the general incident response process, like start from identifying and document the incident, contain the contain the threat to prevent spread, eradicate the root cause, recover affected system, and conduct post-incident analysis. Okay, I will take a pause here. Make sure that if you find this video useful, you can take the screenshots of the video screens on your YouTube page very simply to make it more useful for it. Okay, let's resume back to the video. So vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, what's the difference? So vulnerability assessment systematically scan systems to identify and catalog security weaknesses. Penetration testing actively attempts to exploit those vulnerabilities to determine real world impact, simulating attackers' behavior to test defenses. Another thing that may come up is like whether you understand the incident response life cycle. So there are 6 phases to it, that you first prepare, like you establish capabilities, then identify, you detect the incidents, then containment, you limit the damage, eradication, that you remove that threat, then recovery, restoring the operation, and lesson learns for future improvements. Then log correlation and incident response lifecycle questions are also very common. So correlating logs from multiple sources help identify patterns and relationships that indicate security incidents. Single events may seem beginning, but when correlated, they reveal coordinated attacks, compromised accounts, or even policy violation that would otherwise go undetected. Then come the scenario based questions, that what would you do if type questions. Okay, so interviewers want to see how you think on your feet. For example, what would you do if you got a suspicious email? So here you should be having a very solid foundation and the knowledge of cybersecurity to answer these. I'm listing like 5 questions from that domain. Have a look, take a screenshot as I said before, to study it later also, or if you want to skip the part, study it later. But yeah, for those who are interested in understanding it right away, I'm just sharing for them that the first question which may come up is, how will you handle a suspicious email? So the answer should be that don't click link or downloaded attachments without verifying. Verify the sender's authenticity through official channels. Report to the IT security team. Check email headers for spoofing indicators. Educate colleagues if it's a targeted phishing campaign. Another question can come is, how will you secure a wireless access point? So the answer should be, we will enable WPA3 encryption or WPA2 minimum. We will use strong and unique passwords. We will disable the WPS. We will change the default administrator's credential, like the default password and all, which is given in a wireless access point by the manufacturer. We will also enable MAC address filtering. We will also regularly update firmware, and we will consider network segmentation for guest access. The third question which may come is, what are the steps if a system is compromised? The answer should start first that you will immediately isolate the affected system from the network to stop the attack spread. Then document all observation and action taken, and then we will preserve the evidence for forensic analysis. Then we will notify the incident response team and follow the containment procedures. We will not power off unless absolutely necessary to prevent data loss. Next question in this category is, how will you handle a DDoS attack? So for that, first of all, you should know what a DDoS attack is, right? So to know that, simply Google it. I will also make a video on that topic if you need. But your answer should be in this case that you will activate the DDoS mitigation services. You will contact the ISP for upstream filtering. Then you will enable rate limiting and traffic shaping. Then we will scale resources if using cloud infrastructure. And then we will identify the attack vectors and block malicious traffic patterns. And we will document the incident timelines. Next is, if you got to know that your colleague is sharing passwords, like passwords of his office email, some official administrator account that he has access to, he's sharing his passwords of his passwords, what will you do? So your answer should be that politely but firmly we will explain the security risk and policy violation to our colleague. We will also report it to the supervisor or security team as per the protocol of your organization. We will recommend proper account access procedures to be followed. We will suggest password manager for legitimate sharing needs, and we will emphasize personal accountability for credential security. Now, to succeed, you will need a strong mix of technical skills. Programming with Python, PowerShell, and Bash is essential. You will need to understand network fundamentals like IDS, IPS, and VPNs, as we discussed previously also. Be comfortable with operating systems, Windows, Linux, and even Mac OS. And finally, get hands-on with tools like SIEM, Nessus, Wireshark, and Metasploit. Now, cybersecurity is not just about tools and technologies. Soft skills are really and equally important. You must be able to explain complex topics in simple languages, work well with teams, and think critically when solving problems. So let's understand. There are line of defenses in any organization. Is cybersecurity first line of defense? The answer is no. The first line of defense is the IT team. You are always the second line of defense. So to work with first line of defense well, to educate them, to make sure that they are doing the right thing, soft skills are really important, because they are the one who are going and delivering work and earning money for the company. You are the one making sure that the earned money is never lost. So you are second line of defense. Now, for an organization, you both are important, first line and second line, but you should work in a very efficient and professional way so that the organization is never at risk, because you both are working for the same goal, the betterment of the organization. So soft skill is very important. And perhaps most importantly, you need a mindset of continuous learning, because threats evolve every day, and to make sure that that learning is distributed among all teams needed. At the entry level, certifications are very important. A plain BTech or any course, especially in countries like India, will not let you enter the cybersecurity world at all. Market. I'm a BTech, I know very good programmings. This is the best project I have done in my colleges. That's fine. But if it does not make you usable from day one, you are not going to enter or land any job. Doesn't matter how strong your theory is, because your theory and the practical work scenarios are not never going to same. And you may have understood it by the questions which I have shared in the previous slides. So some of the security certification gives you a credential to prove your skills to the job uh, uh, creators or the employer, that hey, this is the certifications I have done, which demonstrate that I am a well qualified person who understand the foundation of cybersecurity and its purpose, and I have the skills to even implement it in real world, which makes you usable from day one. So some of the certifications like CompTIA Security Plus, this is an industry standard entry certification, and it covers the security concepts, threat, vulnerabilities, architecture, operation, and incident response in detail. It's a vendor neutral and globally recognized certification, as I said, and it often required for government and contractor positions. So this I will recommend as your first certification to establish foundational knowledge. Then comes the Network Plus from the same company called CompTIA. Now, why Network Plus? You are a cybersecurity guy. Network Plus gives you a foundation and fundamental fundamentals essential for understanding security architecture, and it covers network infrastructure, operation, and security and troubleshooting, because it's very important to know what you're going to secure. So if you don't understand that how a network works, how to create a networks, you will never be able to secure it with Security Plus certification. So to start with basic, understand what a network is, how the network is created, and then do your Security Plus. That's always I suggest, that understand what you're securing, understand that technology, and then do a security certification on top of it, so that it gives you a very good combination. Then another considerable certification here is SSCP, which is System Security Certified Practitioner from ISC2. You can go for it as well. Then let's have a look to the some intermediate certification, that after establishing your foundation and gaining 1 or 2 years of experience, these intermediate certifications allows you to develop a specialized expertise. So as you move forward, certifications like CompTIA, CYSA Plus, CEH, which is Certified Ethical Hacker, or SANS GIAC are great. These prove that you are not only familiar with threat, but you can also detect, analyze, and respond to them effectively. And at the advanced stage, certifications like CISSP, CCSP, and CISM position you as a leader. These are not just technical, they focus on management, strategy, and securing entire organization. Think of them as the MBA level certification of cybersecurity. And these certification often lead to salary increase of 5 to 15 lakh annually, and open opportunities for senior position like a security architect, CISO, or security consultant roles. Now, some of the interview preparation strategy. So how do you prepare for interviews? First, master your core concepts. Second, get hands-on. Set up a home lab with tools like Wireshark or Metasploit. Third, keep up with the latest news, vulnerabilities, and attack techniques. Subscribe to the channel like mine where you are watching this video. There are many other similar channels which will give you an edge. And finally, practice scenario based answers. So you are ready for those what if questions. Let's see some of the career opportunities in cybersecurity. So at entry level, you can get roles like SOC Analyst, Cybersecurity Analyst, Information Security Specialist, Junior Penetration Tester. Again, you can take the screenshot of it to go in more details. Long-term career path, you can go in the field of incident response and forensics, cloud security architectures, even security engineering, ethical hacking, in governance, risk, and compliance areas. The field is massive and the opportunities are endless. To sum it up, cybersecurity is more than just a career. It's about protecting our digital future. If you focus on building strong fundamentals, keep learning, and pursue the right certifications, you will have a clear path into one of the most exciting and impactful careers today. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much.